Hey, American Crochet Association, Selena Baca here, founder, host, lead educator with the ACA. It's Monday. I love to mingle with you guys on Monday so that you don't miss anything that we're doing. And lately we've had quite a few things that we're doing, so I don't want you guys to miss out. If you're watching live, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. If you have any questions, comments, feedback about anything that I'm covering here today, just go ahead and post them either live or on the replay. And as soon as I see them, I'll get right back to you. Okay? Everything that I'm talking about here in Mingle Monday is all going to be linked in this video. So literally everything that I'm talking about is going to have a little recap and a link, and that way you guys can stay here, enjoy the video, and then check on everything in your own time. All right? Now, first and foremost, this is for everyone in our crochet membership. And if you're brand new to Mingle Monday, if you've never seen one of these videos, I'm talking to you then. So what I want you guys to do, everybody part of our crochet membership, go ahead and log in. What you're going to do is you're going to go to our homepage. You're going to click on My Products. You see it's right up there. You see I'm already logged in, so I'm going to click on My Products. I'm going to find my crochet membership, so I'm going to click on that. Hold on. I'm an admin, so I got to view it as a student. I got to do more clicking than you guys. All right, so after you log into your crochet membership, what I want you guys to do is make sure that you're checking in on all of your bonuses every month, okay? For example, this month we do have the stitch challenge. It's the Job Noon stitch, and there is a stocking. And if you guys are just now seeing this and you're like, Christmas is this week, you have time, believe me, okay? So not only are you learning a fancy new crochet stitch, we've got a video tutorial, and that way you guys can see exactly how the stitches worked. And you guys can also download a pattern that I created using this stitch to make a Christmas stocking. Now, if you're brand new to Christmas stockings, or if you're still kind of like, I'm not sure, believe me, guys, this stocking works up super quick, and you can use any yarn that you have on hand. I definitely used now I'm not so sure. Did I use a weight 4? Did I use a weight 5? I use both whenever I create my Christmas stockings. You guys can find all of the pattern details whenever you get the pattern. I am making a stocking right now. I'm making it in a fuzzy white yarn. Do you guys see that? Super cute, right? I'm almost done. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is that it is worked from the toe up in joined rounds. So once you get the stitch down, these concepts are pretty simplistic to follow. There is a gap to place the heel. The heel is worked separately, and then you sew it to the finished stocking. So there are two different pieces to this that are super simplistic to do. You just follow the instructions, which are laid out in a really organized way, and then you'll have a stocking in no time, okay? The stitch repeat, again, once you learn the Job Noon stitch, it's really easy to see what you've created. So it's super simple to just kind of, work up the first few rows of the stitch pattern, and then you can just kind of set and forget, and you can keep on trucking. So it creates so much texture, but again, it's a stitch that's really easy to replicate without having to constantly look at your pattern. So if you're looking for something this week for someone, maybe you still want to decorate, maybe you still have a gift for someone that you want to make, this can be a great pattern for you crochet members to try. Again, if you're part of the crochet membership, it is free for you. Log in, snag it right there. And if you're not part of the crochet membership, that's totally cool. This pattern is available in my shop. You guys can snag it anytime, okay? So let's take a peek at all of the projects so far. For the Job Noon, well, I don't call it that. I actually call it the Evergreen Christmas stocking, but it does use the Job Noon stitch. And I love looking at all these finished projects because you can totally see how this stocking works up in just a solid color, how it works up in variegated yarns with long repeats or ombre or color blocking or fuzzy yarn. So you can really kind of get some inspiration for what yours could look like. I do want to give a shout out to this user who made one and posted their project. I really love this stocking because I would have never thought about making it in a yarn that has that ombre effect. And I think it looks fantastic. So I'm going to be reaching out to this member so that they can get $50 in patterns of their choice to my shop. And again, that's just a special thank you for our crochet members who are just going above and beyond and really enjoying everything and posting their projects. So congratulations to you for winning. I hope you have fun shopping for that shopping spree. All right, it looks like a few of you guys are here. So let me say some hellos, like to my friend Chris Lopez. How is it going, my friend? So nice to see you. Thanks for checking in. Oh, another one of my good crochet friends, Monica Mercado. Hello, girl. How you doing? Monica is one of our fantastic pattern testers. She was just helping me out with a brand new pattern yesterday, and her work is on point. So thanks for checking in, Monica, and thanks for being a pattern tester. I appreciate you. Oh, hello, yours truly by Rose. Thank you for checking in. It's so good to see you here today. All right, guys, so that is all the hays and hellos to everybody who wants a shout out so far. Again, if you're here live and you want a shout out, go on ahead, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from, and we'll chat as long as I'm here live. All right, so I have other things for you guys. So let's just kind of keep moving along. If you're not already in our group is free to join and free for everyone on Facebook. And I ask tons of questions, I share articles, and I get feedback to write articles. So if you're not checking in, I would really love it if you guys checked in, and at the very least, just click on the featured little link there, right? I am looking from a desktop, but if you're viewing from any other device, it might look a little bit different, but there should be something called featured up there at the top. Again, I ask questions, I post events, I see what you guys want to see. So there's lots of ways for us to kind of, see what it is that you guys want to learn and do and make. But then it's also a great community for you guys to share. And what I love about that is so many of you guys are just sharing your finished projects, you're asking questions. We had Sarah Jo chime in yesterday, and she's like, hey, oh my gosh, guys, it's almost Christmas Eve. I totally forgot to get my son an ornament. I really want to make him a little dinosaur ornament. Give me your links. So we have really fun things like that are happening in our community. So again, it's a fun place. It's a community place. It's a safe place to ask questions, get feedback and support. So if you're not checking in, this is your open invitation to come on over and check in. Okay? All right, guys, next on the list, I do have some new things to read. Links for both of these are in the video description, and I'm going to start with the first one, okay? Now, the first one is an article, and it's part 1 in a 3-part series that I'm putting together, and it's really just a story of how I started my crochet career, and it's an article I wrote a couple of years ago. But I wrote it in our email list, and it kind of, if you weren't on the email list or if you didn't save the email somewhere, then it got lost. And so it was just kind of me pouring my heart out a little bit. It started out that way. And I thought, I really like that so much, and I keep referring back to it, that it is going to live as an article on my site now. So I just posted part 1 of my crochet career. And the reason I think that this is really, I wanted to say important, but that sounds so like that sounds self-important. The reason I want to share this, I guess, is something that I want to say is that, I've been in the crochet arena professionally since 2009, at least. Like legit, this is what I do. This is my career, right? I'm gonna try to make this work. This is kind of an article that talks a lot about how I started my career. And the reason that's in quotations is because I was selling some things, but it was not really a career. I was making things and I was selling them to people, but really I did so many things that were just giving me a lot of anxiety and were making me work really hard. And I just had no idea if people were satisfied with what I was even doing. And I had a lot of bad experiences. And so instead of just telling you all the bad experiences that I had, it really kind of distilled down to me to tell the story of my very first crochet paycheck, because my very first crochet paycheck really kind of explains almost every single crochet experience where I was selling something to someone for like 10 years, right? So it was just kind of the perfect story. It really embodied all of my thoughts and feelings and the agony and the anxiety and the emotions of that very first experience. And so it's really just me kind of telling that story because I think that a lot of people have the same struggles that I had. And I think a lot of people continue to have the struggles and think, you know what, whenever you're turning your hobby into a business, this is just the way that it is. There isn't a better way. And I feel like I've found some better ways. And so anyway, that's why I have this 3-part series here, is that I did a lot of things wrong. I feel like I figured some things out. And then here's some things that worked well for me, and maybe they'll work well for you. So I would absolutely love it if you guys check this out, give it a read. If any of this resonates with you, let me know, because I would absolutely love to make this a community conversation and not just me being a mouthpiece. So check it out. It's called My Crochet Career. It's part 1 of 3. More is coming, and you guys can find the link in the video description. All right, next on the list, this is a fun thing. In all of the years, over the decade that I've been crocheting, I have a lot of patterns, and I'm taking some of those patterns and I'm putting them on our site for you guys to view for free. So next free pattern that I want to share with you guys is the Medley Blanket. It's an open work crochet stitch, and I have tons of information here in this particular pattern for you guys to take this stitch and literally make it with any yarn and make it any size that you want. Because whenever it comes to crochet blankets, I think that that's kind of important. You should be able to make a blanket in a yarn that you love and colors that you love and in any size that you want. So hopefully there's enough information here for you guys to see what the repeat is, see what yarn you want to use, swatch it up, and then make any size that you'd like. So this particular blanket, if you're like, you know what, just tell me what to do and how to do it, it is written for a weight 4 yarn, and it is written in tons of individual sizes, including receiving, which is 24 by 29, lap, crib, twin, full, queen, and king. So if you're like, just tell me what to do and how to do it, I don't want to do any maths, then there you go. You guys have all that information. So that is new and free to view on our site. And I hope you guys totally dig it and enjoy it. All right, it looks like a few more of you guys are here, or at least chatting. So let's see what Chris Lopez has to say. She says, everything's going great. Thanks for asking. How is your little grandson? He's fantastic. Yeah, my grandson is now, gosh, a little over 3 months old. So he's still just kind of this cute little sleeping bundle of joy. We babysit a few times a week. He's actually here right now. That's why I scurried. He's over there sleeping. So that's why I scurried over here to come and mingle with you guys on this Monday. But he's sweet, and he just brings a lot of joy to our lives. So yeah, thanks for asking, Chris Lopez. I really appreciate that. All right, and Becky is here, and Becky is saying hello to everyone. Hello, Becky. Thanks for chiming in. All right, guys, so I've got a question for you, and I'd love to hear what you guys think, okay? So the question is, I need you guys to look at 2 patterns and tell me which one you would like to see on our site next week, okay? I'm going to take all of your feedback, so you can either post it here, you can, start a conversation in the community. Just let me know, get those votes in, okay? Do you guys want to see, okay, I have 2 completely different patterns. I'm making this very dramatic. And the theme this week that I want to share with you guys are granny squares. And what I love about granny squares is that you either love them or you're like, But what I love about granny squares is that you can do so many different things with them. And so that's what I wanted to share with these patterns. So let me know what you think, but keep that in mind, is that these started out as a teaching tool. So maybe they're teaching you how to make a granny square for the first time, or maybe you already know how to make a granny square. You're looking for other things to do with them, or you're looking for really good ways to join them. So you're looking to kind of elevate that granny square expertise. Okay. So first one for you guys to choose from is the granny square pillow cover. And yes, it does use granny squares. It does use the granny stitch. So it has those elements, but there's lots of other elements in here. So there's gauge, there's size, there's join as you go. So there's lots of different teaching tools in there. There's color changing techniques. So you can kind of, test out all of those different skills and make one functional thing. What I love about this particular pattern, I actually have this pillow downstairs in my living room. I love it because it's so chic, right? It's kind of one of those timeless things, especially the way I put it together. So you can use any yarn for this. This entire project is absolutely, measure as you go. So you can really just kind of go through your yarn, see what you have. And the pattern absolutely tells you how to create these squares so that you're making them to a very specific specification. So what I did was I had some throw pillows that I was like, these are kind of ugly. They don't really, they're not really fun and exciting anymore. So I just covered some old pillows that I already had. So I made my granny squares in my fabric to match that particular pillow that I had. So I didn't even have to buy anything. I went and looked through my yarn. I saw some yarn that I thought would match perfectly with my living room and that decor. And then I just kind of went to town. It was a lot of fun. Again, lots of different skills to test out. So yes, you're making granny squares. So maybe you've never made them before and you're looking to learn. Maybe you already know how to make granny squares. This is also going to teach you how to follow a stitch key with a diagram. It also shows you how to join, because there are joins on the front. So that way you have 9 different squares. Then you're adding a border to it in the granny stitch. So again, there's lots of those elements there. So if you guys would like to see this pattern for free on our site next week, just say granny square pillow, or I'd love to see the pillow, or I want to make the pillow, or some version of that. I'll know what you're talking about. Okay, and the next pattern is, again, still in the granny square theme. It's using the exact same granny square stitch pattern, but it is a table runner, okay? And it can be so much more than that too. I've got tons of other projects that people posted and they were like, you know what this could also be. So I'll tell you guys about those in just a minute. Again, this uses the exact same granny square motif. So again, maybe you already know the granny square, or maybe you're looking to learn some other element like how to read charts and stitch keys. That has this element here too. It uses the exact same pattern. It uses the same joining technique. So it teaches you how to join different squares together, where the granny square pillow was 9 different squares together making one square. So lots of different joining points to work that. This is just one long row of granny squares. So really this could be the prerequisite to that pillow if you're really brand new and looking to kind of hone in those skills. It does have color changing, but again, with this, you can use any yarn that you like. If you're making it a table runner, it can be cotton, it can be linen, it can be wool, it can be whatever you'd like to match your decor or go wherever it is that you'd like to go. But I have seen this in a lot of other interesting ways. Some people said, I love this, but I want to make a blanket. So they just kind of kept going and made a bunch of different strips and joined them together. Or I've had people make a wall hanging. So yes, it is a long strip, but then they attached it to a dowel and hung it on the wall, and it's art. We also, our very own Fran from New Jersey, I'm talking about you. She crocheted this with thread and made a bookmark, and she actually mailed it to me. I have it over there on my desk and I use it and I love it. And it's just something I really cherish. So she made a little bookmark with this granny square table runner pattern. So again, yes, it's a table runner, but you can get super creative with it and still learn all those different techniques that I just outlined. So if you want to see the table runner on our site next week, just say table runner. Okay. Again, the theme for both of those is granny squares, but not just making granny squares. It's diagram reading. It's understanding stitch keys. It's working a new joining technique. And that way you're joining as you're working. You're not sewing anything together when it's done. So you're actually joining everything together while you're crocheting. Color changing. You're learning gauge. You're learning size. So a lot of fun, different skill building techniques in both of those. All right, guys. So now it's up to you. I would love to hear which one you guys would like to see on our site. And I should have it up and ready by the weekend, and then I'll tell you guys about it next week, okay? I've got one more comment from Chris Lopez. She says, and she's talking about grandkids, I know, because that's what we do. We talk about grandkids. She says, aren't they just wonderful? My granddaughter is 8 months old now and crawling. Oh my gosh. I know they grow up so fast. You enjoy that, Chris Lopez. All right, and I've got 1 vote so far, 1 vote for pillow. So get your vote in. I can't wait to see what you guys think. Both of these patterns are available on our Ravelry store, so you guys can check out either the American Crochet Association on Ravelry or Selena Baca Crochet. I'm the writer for most all the patterns over there, so you can look up either one and get these patterns if you if one of them doesn't make it on the site for free. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you guys. I see all the comments coming in for your votes, and I really appreciate it. All right, so just a quick recap of everything. You guys can still get the Evergreen Christmas stocking for free when you log into your crochet membership. So crochet members, make sure that you're logging in to at least see your bonuses and download any freebies like this one, okay? If you're not part of the crochet membership, anyone can join. It's quick and easy, and a 3-month membership can start for just $29. There's tons of information. Not only do you get weekly bonuses and free patterns and stitch challenges and crochet alongs and things like that, but you also get full access to the entire crochet learning path. It is a 12-course, 48-lesson learning path that's kind of like going to high school for crochet or like getting your associate's degree in crochet. Anything from learning basic stitches, complex stitches, pattern sourcing tools, finishing, seams and joins, sizing essentials, pattern reading, swatching, anything that you need to know about yarn, and so much more. So come on over and give it a try. Again, you can start for 3 months for just $29. I'd love to see you there. All right, I love all of the crochet projects that you guys have posted in this Evergreen Christmas Stocking Stitch Challenge, but I've chosen this particular user to get a $50 shopping spree in my shop, and I'm going to reach out to them right after this video. So again, if you're following along in any of our stitch challenges, you might have an opportunity to win, just like this user right here. All right, next, if you guys are not already in our Facebook community, it's free, it's quick, it's easy to join. It is a no-nonsense, no drama, awesome, warm, fun learning environment. Okay, not only can you ask questions and offer feedback, you guys can share your latest finished projects, get advice, and also just, you know, kind of participate in some of the conversations that we're having in terms of building content and making sure that you guys are always having fun at the American Crochet Association. All right, guys, I've got 2 new things for you guys to read and do over on our site. First and foremost, My Crochet Career Part 1. I would really love it if you guys would read it and let me know what you think and share your own personal story and your own personal journey about your own crochet career, okay? And next is our latest free pattern, the Medley Crochet Blanket. And I hope you guys really dig it. It's a lot of fun for me to make, and I think it's a cool stitch that you guys will enjoy as well. All right, and I'd love your feedback. Which pattern do you want to see on our blog next week? Do you want to see the granny square pillow, or do you want to see the granny square table run? Just let me know. Table runner. Just let me know, and that will be the next one on our site, okay? All right, everyone, thank you so much for being part of the American Crochet Association. It is a pleasure and a joy to be part of the community, and if I don't see you again before this time next week, I hope you all have very happy holidays, a safe and fun Christmas, and I'll see you again next time. Peace, love, crochet. Bye-bye.